Everybody, welcome back into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. Tragedy over the weekend in Bayou Vista. It's in between Morgan City and Berwick, as a fire killed two people and injured another person. The fire has been under investigation in that area, including by the state fire marshal's office. Here to join us to talk a little more about it is the public affairs director, Ashley Rodrigue. Ashley, thanks so much for being with us. You're going to update us on this fire, and then we'll talk a little bit later about the burn ban that's going on in our state now. It's not just parish-wide, but statewide. But first of all, can you tell us a little bit more about what happened in this fire over the weekend?
Sure, like you mentioned, definitely a tragic situation where you have a man and a woman dead in this fire, another man very badly injured, and then at least two pets killed in this fire. So it happened about 7:45 in the morning on Saturday, August 5th, and the call came in for a mobile home fire. It's been better described as a double-wide mobile home in the 100 block of Jupiter Street. When firefighters got there, they actually came across that man who was badly burned outside with a woman who got out without injury, trying to put the fire out, and certainly concerned that there were two other individuals still inside. And unfortunately, firefighters did later discover the body of a man in a hallway, and really just heart-wrenchingly, the body of a woman in a bedroom near a window. So certainly indicating that she was trying to get out. This home did have some security bars on it as well. So unclear if that was a hindrance to her getting out, but certainly something that is just terrible to see. That injured man was taken to a hospital for treatment. And again, I mentioned that at least two dogs were found in the remnants of the home, as well as a possibility that there could have been some more pets, but at this time they're still working on that part of the investigation. At this time, the coroner's office is going to handle identification of these victims, but we can tell you that the man was 28 years old and the female was 38 years old, and we do believe that both were residents of the home. And then our investigation, certainly as you have mentioned as well, is still ongoing and is in collaboration with the St. Mary Parish Sheriff's Office. But at this time, deputies have determined that the fire began in the living room area of this home, and the cause is definitely undetermined. One thing we would like to note, as we do note in many, if not all, of our fatal fire investigations, is that this home did not have working smoke alarms. And we have to emphasize to everyone at all times that a working smoke alarm can be the difference between life and death for you and your family in a fire emergency.
Yeah, certainly, Ashley. I appreciate that. Yeah, look, that's right off the main highway at 182 there. That's right across from the Chaffalaya River there. So it's a busy thoroughfare. Could explain why they had, bars on the windows. But tragic situation. Like I say, 28 and 38 years old, very young. Dr. Eric Melanson is the coroner for St. Mary Parish. So he'll release the names of those victims later on. Part two of what we wanted to talk about is, well, the weather. We all been going through this weather for a long time, but we hadn't gotten any rain down, particularly on the southern part of the state. It's been a while, and everybody knows they're trying to, use sprinklers or do it the best they can. But you guys have now put a ban for burning trash or any kind of piles of debris for the entire state, not just parish by parish now.
Right. And it's a very interesting contrast to what the state's used to. We're used to in these times hearing about the north end of the state being so dry and the coastal end being over wet. So it's interesting this year in this situation where that's kind of reverse. However, after about a week and a half of conversing with the fire service across the state and just hearing about whether they have concerns that they're seeing an increase in brush fires, or that they're worried that they're going to start seeing an increase in brush fires, and really have a concern for the safety of their firefighters in responding to that, it was really an overwhelming response from the fire service across the state to just go ahead and elevate to a statewide burn ban, as opposed to just having the parishes make those decisions on their local conditions, which was going on. We were at about 16 parishes that had made that decision, and they were scattered across the state. But overall, we asked and they told us this is what they wanted. And of course, our firefighters are who we need to listen to. They're the ones that are going to answer the call. So that is what happened yesterday, in conjunction with Ag and Forestry Commissioner Mike Strain. Chief Dan Wallace put that state burn ban in effect until. So essentially, just as the trigger for this was the fire service, the pullback on it will also be the fire service when they tell us that they feel like they've gotten a grip in their particular communities, and that the temperatures are a little bit more favorable for their firefighters to respond in the event that there is some sort of brush fire. So we're going to let them kind of guide us. And certainly if parishes find themselves, maybe like in mine today, where we have an abundance of rain right now, maybe they find themselves, relieved that they can, of course, opt out of that burn ban if they'd like to. But as you mentioned, this is particular to trash fires, those kind of burn piles when people are cleaning up properties and would prefer to put, tree trunks and branches and bushes and things of that nature into a pile that they just burn throughout the day, just to have that put to bed that way, as opposed to in their trash service or at a particular landfill. So we're asking everybody to just refrain from that open burning, while certainly it's way too hot to be doing that anyway. But also just while the conditions are hot and that there are concern for firefighters. There are many questions that we do have relative to this as it pertains to what you can do. And so you can still barbecue, and that's okay. Other than that, we would just ask for everybody to be patient and cooperate with the fire service.
Yeah, no fireworks right now, right? And you did say that they can opt out though, if like say a couple of thunderstorms come through, they can get out of it pretty quickly.
Right. So parish governments have the ability to call their own burn bans, and they also have the ability to be pulled out of a statewide burn ban as well. So if they find that the conditions are back to normal and they have many individuals who would like to get back to doing their property cleanup with burn piles, then they can go ahead and opt out of being in that statewide envelope.
Yeah, obviously, a lot of times when you're clearing land, you're going to use burns for that, that kind of stuff too. So, Ashley, we sure appreciate the updates from both Bayou Vista and the statewide burn ban. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with more Bayou Time. Right after this.